from lunch and that you will stay awake for what we're about to do. We are at the edge of the page. We are cutting edge, and you are the human edge in the age of AI. It's you. So, how many of you do have your ChatGPT downloaded? Yes. Okay. If you haven't, this is your moment. Okay. This is your moment to do that so you can participate with us. Because you're going to, do you know, first of all, you're already using AI? You already have it. You have a phone, you have it. You're doing it. So there's not any not doing it at this point. So I just want to know how many of you are using it regularly and feel comfortable. I love it. Okay? So now tell me who's feeling a little concerned, worried, resistant. Okay, I appreciate your honesty. So we're going to talk about that today, okay? So let's get started on this. So AI, I've been using it pretty intensely for about a year, and I can tell you what it's done for me. It's changed the way I think. That's a bold statement, I think, right? It's changed the way I think. What you can recognize about AI is that it's kind of like a person, right? It's actually a reflection of humanity and you. It's like a reflection of those things. So what I've come to understand by using AI is how much context matters. Does this sound familiar? Does this matter in everyday communication with human people? Yeah, you're going to see a lot of parallels here. So giving it context matters, and then communication. How good is your communication? You ever want to find out? Talk to ChatGPT and see if you get exactly what you're asking for. And then processes. What AI does is it takes processes and makes it systematic. So if you don't have a systematic process, it's hard for you to leverage AI. AI is reliant on good data and good processes and good communication. How many of you are concerned about the environmental aspect of AI? Yeah, it's a concern, right? And so I want to talk about that first before we get into this, because here's another parallel with your business, is that how many of you at the beginning of your business have expended or are expending a lot of power to start it up? Okay, I would expect to see a lot more like, I am putting in, I am putting in time. And especially if you're a six-figure, $500,000, whatever you have made, it takes something, a groundwork, to establish a foundation before you really get going. The same thing is true of AI. A lot of the power is spent in the training process, right? The training of the AI. That's not what you and I are doing every day. We're using the models that have been trained. So what you can know is that innovation costs resources, every innovation. Do you know if we went back a few hundred years, we'd be sitting in a miracle right now? Like magic. It'd be magic that we have lights inside. It costs us something to have that. Indoor plumbing. How many of you have water that is not tankless that you run to get warm before you get in the hot shower? How many resources are we wasting every day? Not saying that that makes it right. I'm saying that innovation has a trade-off. Everything we do has a trade-off, right? I thought about the paper plates I used here. It's like, well, it took water to make it, but if I used a dish, I'd also have to use water to clean it. There's always a cost to everything. We drive cars, we fly planes, we do all the things. That's the cost of innovation. So I hope that you know that these companies are moving towards more sustainable practices, and that what you're trading in this, what the trade-off can be for you, is human time. If it makes you more effective, if it helps you accomplish what you're doing faster and you have more time, that's the trade-off. That's the resource that you're trading. So just know that, yes, it's a concern, and there's a cost to what we're gaining from using it too. All right. So what is AI? What is artificial intelligence? It's not as artificially intelligent as we might make it out to be yet. So how many of you have predictive text on your phone? Everybody. If you have a phone, you have predictive text. You know the words that are at the bottom when you're typing and it thinks it knows probably what you would most likely possibly say next based on the word you put before it? AI is a massively advanced version of that. So it's not actually just like having an IQ that is amazing. It's amazing at identifying patterns. That's what it's good at. It can identify your patterns too. If you use AI over time and you have your memory turned on, I'll give you a tip about ChatGPT. If you go into your settings, there's a memory setting, and you can turn that on. It will know you over time. A bunch of you said I use it every day, right? Here's something, if you use it in a well-rounded way, something you can ask it is, tell me something that I might not know about myself. It's got your number, let me tell you. If you've been using it, it's got you dialed, and you'll be astounded at what it comes back and tells you. And then ask it this. Tell me 5 of my blind spots. Ready for that? And you can ask it again. Okay, I want you to know about AI is that talk to it like a human. Don't get caught in being literal with it. So what I mean by that is if it asks you a question and you don't know the answer, don't just stop because like, I don't know the answer, I can't answer it. Just say, I don't know, I'm confused about that. Or you can ask the same question again. If you ask it, tell me 5 of my blind spots. And then it tells you the things. You can say either go deeper or tell me 5 of my blind spots, and it'll do it again. Pretty much anything you ask it, it will try to do it. So if you went on and you have a brand new account today, you downloaded ChatGPT for the first time, and you said to it right now, make a Purium related Instagram post for me about Power Shake. It will make something for you. It might not be totally accurate. It might not have any context. You might be using it like a Google search or something like that, right? But if you give it more, it will give you more. So ways that you're already using AI, voice assistants, Siri, Alexa. Anytime, how do they know what shows you want to watch on Netflix? It's all being analyzed, right? So here's what I want to talk about exponential growth, because that's where we are with AI, and that's where I hope we are with our business. Right? So I want you to see the parallels. Everything that we're talking about, see the parallels in your Purium business along with AI. AI is growing at a rapid rate right now. And it is going to be 16 times more effective in the next year. It'll be 255 times more effective in 2 years, and it'll be 1,000,000 times more effective in 5 years. So has anyone ever heard about folding a piece of paper and how many times it would take to fold a piece of paper to reach the moon? Did you know if you fold a piece of paper, if you physically could do it, if you could physically have it happen, it would only take 42 times for that piece of paper to reach the moon because of exponential growth. That's the same as your business. Just want to make sure you understand that. If this room was your business, and next year we doubled. We just took this and put one more print of us right next door, and we doubled in size. But then we took what was there and then we doubled that in size. That's exponential growth. Think about your team. Think about these numbers. Think about 42 times getting to the moon, right? Do you get how that works? You fold a paper in half, you have now 2. That 2 now becomes 4, that 4 becomes 8, that 8 becomes 16. That's exponential growth. And that's where we are with AI, and we don't want to be left behind. So that's why we're talking about it today. But keep that in mind for your business. So garbage in, garbage out, GIGO. GIGO is what they call it. AI is related to whatever input you give it. So that context piece, if you're vague, it's going to still give you something, and it's probably going to sound pretty good. but it's not going to be the best quality if you don't give it context. If you don't tell it when you're making your social media, I'm a brand partner with Purium. My goal is to engage people so that they either become a customer or a brand partner. Like, I'm telling it what I want, not just like I want to advertise it, right? I'm telling it who I am, what I want, what role I want it to be, and what tone I want it to use. There's more, it's the same thing. If you hired an assistant today, how much time would it take for you to train them on what you want? And how much communication for each task would you need to give them so that they could do exactly what you wanted them to do? That's the same thing with AI. Has anyone ever set a goal, or are you into manifesting? Okay. So how important is it for you to say exactly what you want? Right? I think we had this story at one of our diamond clubs that somebody who didn't make it to diamond that year said, I want diamond by, so we'll just use the upcoming one, I want diamond by October. Well, she got an engagement ring, but she didn't make her rank goal, okay? So be clear about what you're asking for, because you might just get exactly what you're asking for. She got diamond. She got it. She did. Can't say she didn't. So that's the same thing with AI. Gotta be specific about what you want, or you might just get exactly what you asked for. Making sense? Okay, here's another note about AI. You gotta treat it like it's a high school student or a college freshman. One that might be on mushrooms too, might hallucinate sometimes, okay? So you can't just trust everything it says and take it as law. You gotta ask for resources, you gotta check your sources. You can't just take whatever it outputs and say, this is the truth, right? It can make stuff up, like completely out of thin air. So just know that you wanna talk to it like a person. If you wanna re-clarify, re-ask, say I don't know, just say what you would say to a person. Okay, I'm gonna give you a big tip. Ready for your first big, like this is the game changer tip for you, which is any time you have a question that you wanna ask AI, think about really what you want. You're asking it a specific how or what, but if you don't look at the big picture of the end goal of what you're trying to create, you're missing something. So if you think about, for example, I was talking to my brother, and he's like in commercial insurance, and he wanted to know about a specific form that he needed. But then it's like, well, what if you made it bigger? It's like, what do I need to know about the process of whatever that form was involved in? And then you ask it, what do most people miss in this process? Right? Start asking it bigger questions as an advisor. And then ask it, after you give it, how many of you know, like, you could give it a role. I want you to act as a business consultant, right? Whatever. I want you to act as my personal Tony Robbins. Whatever. You give it its role, you tell it what you want, you tell it how to act, you tell it the output that you want, and then we go there. So the step in between that could be the game changer is, what do you want to ask me about this? Right? Just that one question alone could change the whole everything of how you're thinking about it or what you get back from it. And then here's the other thing though, if it gives you like 20 questions, you're like, oh my gosh, that's like, I don't want to go through all of that. Then pick and choose the ones you do want and skip the rest. Again, talk to it like a person. You don't have to treat it literally and just ask everything it asks you to answer it, okay? So you can say, let's skip this, or I've said enough, or whatever it is that you want to say in the process. Is that helpful? Is it starting to change how you're going to approach AI? Okay. So here's something really important. Critical thinking skills are more important than they ever have been. They've always been important. That's why it's called critical thinking skills. But even more with AI. AI can make you lazy. It can make your brain lazy. So MIT did a study that talked about how they gave a group of students 3 different ways. They could use ChatGPT and Google to write some essay. They could write the essay and then use AI to help them, or they could just write everything on their own and they had no tools. Of course, the people with no tools had the most engaging essays and had the most brain growth and knew you know your stuff when you're the one who made it. It came from you. When it comes from something else and you're not really thinking about it and it's filling in all the blanks for you, then your brain doesn't need to stretch. If you don't exercise it, you use it or you lose it, right? So there's a process by which you could go in and ask it, do this thing for me, and it'll do it. Or you say, here's the thing I'm working on. Help me organize it. Help me rephrase this part of it. It doesn't say exactly what I want. I want it to say something like, and then have it give you suggestions on, like, you ever looking for a word, like I'm looking for that one word, but the vocabulary is just not there in your head. Those are the things that it's really helpful for. So you want to let AI enhance and support your work rather than do it for you, for those kinds of things, right? If you want to reach people, if you want to engage people. So both require, there's parallels between AI and Purium now. So when we talk about exponential growth, we kind of covered that. You want to put your business in exponential growth by thinking about the patterns that you use to recruit, right? If you sell a customer and a customer and a customer, and then you get a brand partner, and then they have to do it first before they start, and you perpetuate that pattern, you're not going to run into exponential growth, right? So you look at, how do I double what I have? How do I keep doubling what I have and double what I have? And with the upfront investment, that's the same. You might be investing a lot of time, energy, and effort into your Purium business to establish it. And then you go for so long, you're like, I keep working and I keep working. It's like a roller coaster, and you're just like going up, 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 and it's like, it's so much work, and I'm just not getting there, but I'm keep going. And then at a certain point, you're like, it's too much work. I'm gonna stop now. And it's like, you were right at the crest. You were like right there where it was starting to like pay off. So that's another way that AI and Purium are related. Communication is key. Communication is key, communication is key. How many of you have done making a almond butter and jelly sandwich with me before? How many of you have made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before? Most of you, not all of you. Okay, almond butter, peanut butter, doesn't matter. One of the butters, a butter and a jelly. Is it hard or easy? Is it? It's simple. It might not be easy depending on who you talk to. For example, when we do the exercise, I've just landed from Venus. And all you can do is ask me, have you done that yet? And you can't see what I'm doing. So if you tell me to get a piece of bread, not a slice, but a piece, might not be what you were actually asking for. And if you don't give me any context about what we're doing, oh, you might be hungry. We make this human food. A lot of times our kids eat it because we don't want it to be something they have to use a fork for. It's a food they pick up with their hands, and we put this filling in between the bread so their hands don't get dirty. Now you're starting to see, like, oh, when I put the jelly on, it's not going to be on the crust, right? Like it starts to inform me, it starts to give me some structure. So when you have new brand partners, you think about AI, you think about humans, you think about your brand partners, you think about your people in Fast Start. Making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich when you don't know what you're doing is not that easy. So then how much harder is it to teach someone how to do a Purium business when they don't know what we're talking about or they have a different context? Communication with clear prompts. Whenever you have better conversations, better communication, you're going to get duplication. And then structure the processes. It's going to really make you think about, well, what's next? If I didn't have a thinking person that could adapt and choose on their own and not left to their own devices, how would I tell them how to do it? That's how AI works, right? You have to tell it exactly, then this comes next, and this comes next, and then this is what goes. So you need simple, repeatable, structured processes. Same. Okay, how many of you Know that Diamond Club is coming up? All right. So how many of you are planning a 90-day run? Whether you're going to Diamond Club or not, whether your goal is Diamond or not, are you going to do a 90-day run? How come everyone's hand is not up? Yeah, where are those cards with the leaves, with the Purium on it? Are you going to do a 90-day run? All right. Okay, here we go. All right. So, if you want to have a goal of diamond or higher, green diamond, blue diamond, black diamond, red diamond, crown, multi-star crown, this is your chance to make that commitment. How many of you have been thinking about why you're here? You guys have heard this, right, all weekend, why you're here. Do you know why you're here? Do you know what your goals are? Okay, so let's put some structure to it, shall we? We're going to do a letter to yourself. We're going to get some help, though. We got a custom AI tool for you. It's a personalized motivational companion. We're going to do an experiment. Are you guys willing to do an experiment with me? When we have a room this size with technology, it might get challenging, okay? If you don't get it perfect, it's okay. You can always revisit it later, but I would like for you to try to do it with me, okay? Can we do that? Okay. If you didn't get your ChatGPT downloaded, if you're like, oh no, I didn't get it, use a pen and paper. Okay, the process is relatively the same. It's just helping guide us in an automated way. So you can still follow along with the prompts as we go through them. So it's not just any AI, it's designed specifically for Purium brand partners to keep you connected to your why, help you stay consistent with simple daily actions, reflect your unique goals and vision back to you. Think of it as a supportive voice reminding you why you started and what's next. Okay? Here's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to get guided questions. So the AI is going to walk you through asking you the things that we just talked about. So to the best of your ability, do not overthink it. Okay? And you can always go back and tell it, I want to refine what I said about this or that or the other thing. And then it's going to kick you out a letter at the end. That's for you. And then after the letter, it's going to ask you a few more questions so that if you choose, you can go back daily during your 90-day run and it will give you a personalized message from there. Okay? Ready with your cameras? I'm going to give you a QR code. Did everyone get that? Okay, could I go ahead and get my other screen up, please? It's Is that coming up for you? Okay, so follow along with me, okay? There's a pre-populated button that says, I'm ready. All you have to do is press it. Is it loading? Is our internet a little slow here? It's teaching us patience. If it says not found, go back to the QR code again and load it. Again, sometimes AI can be a little finicky. And you may not have signed in. You want to sign in. It worked? I'm starting to hear it worked. I'm ready. Am I good, Rob? Can I get this off the screen? All right, so if you hit I'm ready, let me read a little bit to you while you're still doing that. So it says, amazing, let's go. Welcome. I'm your companion for your run to Diamond Club. I'll help you stay aligned with your why, your goal, and the daily actions that build your confidence, skills, and business momentum. I'll encourage you when it feels hard, help you reflect on your progress, remind you to stay coachable, and connected with your up team for support, and remind you that you are enough when you need it. You can choose any rank for your goal. A 90-day run is a powerful way to put your team in another level of momentum. Let's begin with your bigger vision. Imagine you've achieved your ultimate Purium goal. Okay, I want you to stay right there for just one moment. Imagine you've achieved your ultimate Purium goal. You've transformed your health, your energy, your mindset, and your business. You've built a thriving community, reached a new level of financial abundance and economic empowerment, and unlocked a deeper sense of purpose and impact. Ready to begin? Let's start the letter with this opening line. Dear, your name, it's amazing how far you've come. And then it asks you for your name so it can start to personalize it for you. So go ahead and put your name in. And then it will give you a confirmation of your name. Raise your hand if we're together so far. Okay, we're relatively on track here. So the step one is, what have you achieved with Purium at that point that you've imagined, right? Keep with, you've imagined that you've reached your ultimate Purium goal. At that point, what have you achieved with Purium? Think of your rank, your team, your income, your impact, or anything you feel proud of. This is what you've envisioned. QR code again. Can we get the QR code again, or do I need to switch that? For this next part, I'm going to come down and start helping you guys so that we're going to work on this together. We're going to workshop it, okay? Raise your hand if you've gone through that first one. Done? No? Working on it? Yeah. So imagine you've accomplished your ultimate Purium goal. At that point, what have you accomplished? So you're channeling into your future self. Yeah. So say yes. Ready to begin? Yes. Type yes. I love the envisioning you're doing. I see that you're taking this seriously. I see some furrowed brows and some fast fingers. And by the way, this is just for you. I can't see it. Okay, nobody else can see it. It's private to you. Yeah, so you just want to put anything that would have been when you get there. You're projecting into the future. Don't overthink it. It's going to help you polish it up so you don't have to phrase it beautifully and perfectly. It's going to help you along the way. Okay, just put in your ideas. They're asking for the QR code one more time, please. Okay, we're going to just give you about 30 more seconds for you to wrap this one up so that we can go to the next one. We've got a few more questions to get out. And if you've been having trouble, take a picture of that QR code. Once you have the picture in your phone, you can always press in your photos to get the link to where that QR code goes. All right, you can keep going if you've already made it there. We can go to the next question. It's going to edify you based on what you said. There's not a set response that it's going to give you that's the same for everyone at this point. It's responding now to you, to what you're saying. But the next question that it's going to ask you is, why was it so important to you to achieve this? What's your why? It's also going to ask you, how did you accomplish this? I want you to know how powerful a question that one really is. I want to give you some insight. How did you reach crown? Can you kind of like feel into that question? Like it's already done. How did you do it? Then we'll move on to what have you unlocked in terms of your health, your time, your income, and or your personal growth. And then after you answer, what does your life look like now that you're fully living this vision? It's going to create you a whole letter. Has anyone got to the letter yet? Almost? All right, give me somebody whose letter. Who has their letter? Who would like to share their letter? Carmela? Would you mind? Is it okay?
Dear Carmela, it's amazing how far you've come. You've risen to Blue Diamond and created something much bigger than a business. You built a tribe centered in movement, activism, and freedom. A place where lightworkers gather to heal, rise, and co-create a new earth. You dream big and teach others to do the same. This was never just about rank. It was about your soul mission. To build and steward a sacred place for transformation and truth. Dude. You followed that calling, and now you're surrounded by a beautiful, drama-free team that's all in. You did it by enrolling boldly and magnetizing the right leaders, those hungry for growth and ready to rank. You led with your heart, with integrity, and it paid off. In doing so, you unlocked a powerful passion for leadership and transformation. You deepened your self-awareness and stepped into mastery. You let go of doubt, distractions, the noise that once dimmed your light. Now you are fully living in purpose. You're respected in your community, hitting your goals earlier than expected, and feeling what it's like to be on track, body, mind, and soul. Feels amazing. You're walking the path you were born for. I'm so proud of you for taking the steps that got us here. Even when it felt hard, you didn't stop. I had to rely on you to do the work it took for me to become who I am today. The best is still unfolding. With love and gratitude, your future self. Dude, that's crazy. Accurate. Wow. Just that, yeah, it was never about rank for me. It's always been my mission to be with y'all, and this movement is so visionary. We have all the tools, we have all the strategies. Now the community, you have to really lean into and find that drama-free, focused group of leaders who are on the mission with you. Yeah. Yes, it's my renewal promise to lean in.
Thank you, Carmela. Can we give her a hand? Got one more over here. One more back there. I'll be there right after here.
Thank you. I have to first share that my letter sounds like Mary Beth talking to me. I'm serious. I think it's her. Dear Bree, it's amazing how far you've come. You've achieved diamond rank while homeschooling your boys, proving that persistence, vision, and heart can create something powerful. You've built a business that honors your time, your health, and your family's future. You did this because you knew you had to. The corporate 9-to-5 was not aligned with the life you wanted to live or the example you wanted to set. You wanted your children to see that freedom is possible, and you've become the proof. You accomplished it by creating structure, and damn it, you said if it cried, it meant it. I knew that was going to happen. Oh, my kids are so my driving force. You accomplished it by creating structure and asking for support. You made weekly lists, prioritized income-producing activities, and built a team with heart. You led yourself through discomfort and taught your kids that boundaries can coexist with love. You've unlocked radiant health and the realization that feeling this good is actually normal. You've realized your fear, especially around illness, and claimed your power through consistency. You no longer question if the dream is real, you're living it. And now your life is rich in wellness and aligned with purpose. Your kids thrive, your business grows, and even if the financial freedom isn't fully here yet, your focus is clear. You're building a life where time with your family is never interrupted by worry. I'm so proud of you for taking the steps that got us here. Even when it felt hard, you didn't stop. I had to rely on you to do the work it took for me to become who I am today. The best is still unfolding. Thanks.
Thank you, Bree. Okay, last one, and then we're gonna, if you want, we're gonna wrap up with a daily message. You guys, we're looking forward to a daily message besides your letter? Yeah, it's gonna coach you the way you want and need. Okay, like I would encourage you to consider taking hard truth when we get to that question and how you want to be coached? Troy?
Okay, here we go. So, dear Troy Casey, certified health nut, it's amazing how far you've come. You've achieved, it says Royal Crown too, because I knew it was a machine, and it doesn't understand that I'm going to be Starfleet Commander! Woo! One of the most impactful accomplishments of your life. You didn't just grow a team or hit a rank, you created a legacy. You helped get the world healthy. Your mission as Certified Health Nut expanded beyond imagination, touching lives across the globe. It mattered because it was always more than success. It was about service, sovereignty, and legacy. You knew the world needed healing, and you answered the call. You got here by elevating your leadership, implementing structure, and automating powerful email and lead generation systems that aligned with your brand. You built a movement through CertifiedHealthNut.com and social media, leading by example and bringing others with you. And by the way, my Purium business built my social media. So anybody that thinks that I'm successful because of my social media, it's the opposite way around, just so you know. You unlock time freedom, spiritual mastery, and life of service. You released resistance and rose into higher rhythm. You became the clearest, most aligned version of yourself. Now your life flows with ease and grace. You move through each day with peace, harmony, and fulfillment of knowing you're living your designed destiny. You're living in your passion, your community, and your impact. I'm so proud of you for taking the steps that got us here. Even when it felt hard, you didn't stop. I had to rely on you to do the work it took for me to become who I am today. The best is unfolding. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you.
All right, so these letters are sounding so amazing. Thanks for participating. So to wrap up, we're going to go through the last questions at the end about moving on to the next section, which asks you about your goal. And it's going to ask you the questions of how to talk to you every day. Just show of hands, how many of you have a paid account? Paid account. Okay, some of you do, some of you don't. Just quick tip for those with a paid account, you can use, in the model, you can choose 4.0 Mini and set it up as a task that will run every morning for you. And it will do a push notification and email you that your message is ready, okay? You don't have that if you have a free account. You have to manually go in there. What I recommend that you do is set up a notification on your calendar that every morning for 90 days, I'm gonna go in there and get my message. I did a experiment with a blue diamond goal, and then it asked me, every day it asks you a message, it asks you a question, and it asked me, how many reach outs did you make last week? And I said 1. And I asked for hard truth, and it said, 1 is better than none, but the truth is, that's not gonna be enough, right? How many can you do today? Can you do at least 3? So you need that kind of coaching. Choose hard truth. Get the motivation you need. So that is, I think, is that my time? Do I have time? What's my time? Is that my countdown? Sorry. Sorry, I'm not reading the. It says on there 7. Does that how many minutes I have left? Or is that how many I'm over? Is that Oh, I see. I have 1 minute and 44. Okay. So I want to make sure that you get the rest of this daily message part. Did you get through all of it? And did you ask for a sample daily message? Did it ask you? If it didn't ask you at the end of that, ask it to do one for you today. No, I have 1 minute and 18 seconds. 15 seconds. It's like counting me down. The hook is about to come. Correct. That it will ask you that in the daily message part of it. Yeah. So when you say yes, once you're done with your letter, and it should ask you, are you like good with this letter? You can always tell it, this didn't land for me, or I want it to be more like this. And then even when you get to the daily message part, again, it's structured, but it's not finite. It's not fixed. So if you want to tell it, talk to me like you're my own personal Tony Robbins, then tell it that, right? In the tone you want it to have when it's asking you, what kind of coaching or motivation do you want? So here's what it is. Combining Purium and AI, that's your powerful future. It'll help you reinforce your why. You'll gain greater clarity, and it'll help you take consistent action. Thanks for entertaining us today. I look forward to hearing about your letters.
Wow, Tracie Fujikane, thank you so